In a land where the cock does not crow without permission from the gods, there lived a man whose name was a prayer, but whose life became a warning. His name was Ogadimma, meaning may this one never suffer. But the gods, it seemed, had not read his name properly. He lived in the dusty outskirts of Umuiki, where the wind carried more gossip than grain, and the sun dried sweat faster than it fell. His hut was a tired thing, its roof patched with banana leaves, its walls leaning like drunk elders. Inside the floor was earth, the plates were broken, and the pot cried each evening from emptiness. His wife, Nwakego, was a woman of salt and soil, faithful, strong, but weary from poverty. Their three children often went to bed not hungry but used to hunger. Each day Ogadima went to the farm with a rusty cutlass, only to return with yams no bigger than a rat's tail. He prayed, he fasted, he cried at night, but nothing changed. Then one dry afternoon, while searching for firewood deep in Omu forest, he heard a cry, meh, meh. He followed the sound through thorny underbush and found a white goat caught in a snare, its legs trembling, eyes like molten silver. He bent down, freed it, and whispered, "Go, spirit or animal, you owe me nothing." But when he turned to leave, the goat followed all the way home. That night, he tied the goat to a stick behind the hut, and in the morning he found something that froze his breath, a pile of glowing gold dust beneath the goat. His heart raced. He looked left, looked right, up and down. No one had seen it. He gathered it quietly and hid it beneath the clay floor of his hut. The next morning he saw more gold, and the next more, and the next more gold. Soon Ogadima replaced his leaking roof with zinc sheets. Then he bought a motorcycle, then a car, a sleek one, blue car that made the village boys whistle. He didn't stop there. He bought land, 5 plots, and built a mansion with white paint, golden gates, and a glass door that shone like a river under the moonlight. The villagers gathered, women clapped, men bowed, children danced. The gods have remembered Ogadima, they cried, but he said nothing about the goat. Ogadima changed. He began to wear agbada that swept the floor and perfume that filled the earth before he entered. He employed bodyguards, not because he needed them, but because it looked right. He renamed his house Oga's Palace. He called himself Chief Ogadima, the blessed one of Umuiki. He made his wife kneel to greet him every morning. When she said, "We must give to the poor," he scoffed, "Let them cry to the gods like I did." He slapped his son once for calling him Papa instead of Sir. He banned villagers from entering his compound unless they wore shoes. He started attending church only to sit in the front and drop thick bundles of money, then yawn during the sermon. He told his pastor, "I am no longer under suffering. My destiny has been upgraded." One night, pride whispered, "Find out where the gold really comes from. Maybe you can make it come faster." Ignoring his wife's tears, he crept out with a lantern and walked to the goat's pen. He hid in the shadows, the air grew cold, the wind stopped moving. At exactly midnight, the goat began to tremble. A shadow rose from its belly, a tall, dark figure, faceless, robed in smoke. It bent down, reached into the ground, and drew out a fistful of shimmering gold dust. Then it turned and looked directly at Ogadima. "You have seen what no man must see." With a voice like thunder in a bottle, the goat said, "You were poor and grateful. Now you are rich and proud. The debt has been repaid. The covenant is broken." And with a loud bleat, the goat vanished into the night, leaving behind nothing but silence. The next morning, the goat did not come. The following day, no gold. By the end of the week, Ogadima was sweating, pacing, shouting, and searching. He tried sacrificing a rooster, nothing. He tried fasting, the heavens were quiet. Soon the tiled roof began to leak. The walls cracked. His cars stopped working. His bodyguards all disappeared one by one. His bank account fell like palm fruit in Hamatan. He sold his plots cheap, sold the car, sold the mansion. He returned with his family to the same crumbling hut where he began. He begged Nwakego for forgiveness. She forgave him because love does not mock. A goat may not speak often, but when it does, only fools ignore its wisdom. From Ogadima's story, my dear listener, three powerful lessons rise like smoke from sacred fire. Lesson number one: wealth is a gift. Humility is the lock that keeps it in. When you rise, do not fly so high that the ground forgets your footprint. Pride can chase away the very spirit that brought you blessings. Lesson number two: not all mysteries must be solved. Some miracles are given, not explained. The moment you try to own what is spiritual through greed, it turns to sand in your hands. Lesson number three: never forget the hands that held you when you had nothing. Those who were with you in the dark deserve your light. Arrogance is a short ladder to a long fall. Now I ask you, my listeners, as the echoes of this tale settle in your spirit, what goat has the universe placed in your life? Are you honing it with humility or feeding it with greed? Are you grateful for your blessings or flaunting them before the poor? Because wealth does not shout when it walks away, but when it leaves, even your shadow might refuse to follow you. Take this story to heart. Tell a friend, warn an enemy, remind a loved one. Pride has no future, but gratitude does. This is Whispers of Uche, where every whisper holds a warning. Until the next whisper, stay wise, stay humble, and above all, stay listening.